Hey y'all, it's me, Febury Hassan. Y'all know I say the same thing every time, so I'm gonna get my spiel out the way. I'm a relationship and personal development coach, and my premise is that every relationship you're having is ultimately a reflection of the one that you're having with yourself, and all relationships are merely barometers that show us to help us gauge our thinking and our belief system. You want to change your relationships, you have to change your beliefs. So, excuse me. I hope I don't do that all night. We're just going to jump right into our series, Why Hoes Are Winning. So if you saw the title tonight, the title is Hoes Are Winning Because They Are Not Ride or Die. And you guys already know, part of my belief system is that this is just your dressing room. I'm not selling anything, so you can just try it on. You don't like it, you can take it off and leave it right here. It's cool with me either way. But definitely, again, part of my overall conversation is that I don't even believe in the whole thing of hoes and thoughts. It's a sensational title, but it definitely does talk about a woman that does what she wants to do and gets a certain level of results. So that's why we use that title. But if you've been with me before, you know I'm definitely not disrespectful or dissing anybody. That's just not who I am. That's not what we're going to do. So let's get started. Why hoes are winning? Because hoes are not ride or die. And I'm not talking about someone not being loyal. I'm talking about hoes are like, listen. The empowered woman is like, listen, let's be clear. I can ride, but why we gotta die? If you want to commit murders, fine. But we are not going to commit murder-suicide. There's just certain things we're not going to do. And a woman that really understands her value and who she is not going to attach herself to someone who's all about struggle love and putting her in a detrimental situation. Now, I want to be very clear as well. If you've never met your moment of need, you just haven't lived long enough. So I'm not talking about people who are jumping ship and abandoning people when they actually have a true need. I'm talking about women who are staying with men that are not producing, that are not giving, that are not providing, that are not showing up in their lives, i.e. anybody can have a temporary situation. They're winning because they're fun. We'll talk about that another time, Travis, but there's a true statement. And I think we mentioned that already, where I'm winning because they're fun. But one of the other things I was saying was that we are getting caught up in this idea of struggling with someone. Again, it is okay for a person to have a need, but a man, and we're talking about men here, a man is going to do whatever he has to do to make sure that he is safe and secure, and as is his family. And a woman who understands her position as a queen already has a vision and is okay with tapping into that. But again, you're talking about two individuals that are already healthy and two individuals who are willing to give and take from one another. We're not talking about being in situations where individuals are, i.e., like let's say, for instance, you lose your job and now you think you go sit around and chill. You best believe the hoe is gone. This whole idea, I'm going to stick around with you while you're doing nothing, is not going to happen. Again, she is not going to allow for murder-suicide. Okay, or suicide murder. That is not going to happen. She knows her value, she knows her worth, and she's going to exhibit that at all times. So when you start getting to the situations where you're holding on to someone who obviously is not living up to their best potential. Like I said, again, anyone can have a temporary moment of need, or anyone can have a time where they need some support. We're not talking about not being supportive. We're talking about holding on to people who are sinking. And you throw them a life raft and they looking at you like, what am I supposed to do with that? You offer them a boat. They ask me, what am I supposed to do with that? You offer them a line. They're like, what am I supposed to do with that? You're supposed to leave their ass right there. That's what you're supposed to do with that. You do not deal with individuals, that are not living up to their best potential and are going to sink you down with them. And that is the difference between these women who want to say, oh, look at me, pick me, I'm great, I'll be with you no matter what. No, leave the pick me where she is. We're going to talk about the pick me in another series. But we're talking about individuals and people who are going to support, love, and honor one another. And something like I told my women, as a queen, when we talked about the feminine energies before, I mentioned the little girl, the nurturer, the seductress, and the queen. A queen has vision. She's a visionary. So she already has a plan in place. She's already attached herself to a king. So therefore, no matter the set of circumstances, there's already a vision in place. So no matter what happens, no matter what befalls around the kingdom, they have a plan in place. And the queen knows how to step up to the throne in the absence of the king should something actually happen to him. But a king is not about to lose his whole entire damn kingdom and go off somewhere sulking like a little boy. And that is the difference between dealing with a man and a little boy. And that's why, again, hoes are not ride or die. She's not sticking around for a little boy. She'll hang in there with a king, but she's not sticking around there for a little boy. And I want to talk to some of my ladies. I think sometimes ladies say, Fab is always talking to us. You're damn right. I'm talking to us. Because I want us as women to know the level of power that we have and the level of abundance that we have and what we have inside of us to create whatever we want. I'm not dissing my brothers. I love them tremendously. But my first priority is that which I can change. And what I can change is me. And what I know is women. I know us. I know what we have. And so therefore that is what I teach, because that's what I know. I know what we're capable of. And when we're capable of the very best, when we give ourselves the very best, we attract the very best. So I don't have to teach a man anything. Because when a woman is empowered, she's going to attract an empowered man. A man who already knows his place, his position, is going to pour into her based on the type of woman she already is. So don't think that I'm like always talking about women, always talking about women, and don't think that men have any faults or flaws. What I do know is that that is not where me, Febury, my message is going to. Mine is to my women. Because again, I know our power. I know what I want us to have. And when you are empowered, when you are strong, when you are healthy, you will attract the very same thing to you, and it will just flow out to the world. Remember, birth and life begins with a woman. So the most powerful entity on the planet is truly a woman and what she can create. So worrying about what men are doing or not doing, for me, becomes irrelevant, because I know when we are in position, as women, in position and doing that which we need to do, we will attract to us the very things that we say we want, need, and desire. And that is my primary concern. I want us to be happy. I want us to have it all. But ultimately, I want us to have amazing and abundant and beautiful relationships that just sprout out to just create so many amazing and wonderful things. Because what I do know is when we see and have more and more healthy relationships, it becomes a domino effect. We see and have more healthy relationships. When we see and have more healthy relationships, we see and have more healthy relationships. And what we have right now is the reverse. We see and have negative relationships, so we see and have negative relationships. And we're regurgitating that over and over and over again. And I told you guys once before, my goal, my wish, my hope is my prayer, is to reverse the cycle that I'm currently seeing. And it's to empower women and what we need to have. And I believe when we are empowered, the world follows suit. Because all life begins with a woman. So that is why I'm so passionate and impassioned in talking to us. But again, back to these hoes who know what they want and are not willing to stall to go down on a sinking ship. We have got to stop thinking this is our position to save every damn body that does not want to be saved. Again, we're not doing the suicide, murder, suicide. A man knows his position. He knows his strength. He may need your help at times, and that is perfectly okay. But know the difference between a man that needs your support and a boy that's a crutch. And too many of us as women are leaning on boys, or allowing boys to lean on us as crutches, as compared to being present and supportive of a man. Again, anybody can have a moment of need. Anybody can. And again, if you live long enough, you will have one. There's no one that will escape that. But holding on to people and riding out, I'm a ride or die chick, this, that, and the other. What the hell is that? Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Why the hell are you dying with anybody? You can only die for yourself. And many of you are not even living for yourselves because you're too busy attaching yourselves to individuals that are dying. And that doesn't make any sense, ladies. It does not make any sense for us. Remember, for the energies I talked about, in the feminine energy of a woman, there's a little girl that's happy and vulnerable and open and receptive in receiving. There's this sensual seductress that woos and wows and is alluring. And then there's this mother that's nurturing and caring and giving. But who we're talking about today is the queen, the one who has the power. The one who's the visionary, the one who upholds, the one who uplifts, the one who carries through. And there is no way in the world a queen is going to attach herself to something that is sinking. We have got to stop attaching ourselves to individuals that do not serve a higher good and a higher purpose in our lives or their own. So again, hoe's not ride or die. She's not dying with you. She'll ride with you. But if you do not prove yourself to be a man worthy of riding with, she's jumping off ship. And it's so-called good girls that we want to attach ourselves to and say, oh, see, I'm a good girl and I'm going to hold here with you no matter what. Full stop. Stop it. Know your worth and know your value, that you attach yourself to a strong, positive, healthy man. And if he needs your support as his queen, then you give him your support. And you are present to him because you both have a vision. A king and a queen have a vision. They have a kingdom to take over and to run. They have a vision for the long haul, to plan out. You see, that's a king and a queen. But a ride or die chick, that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. And we've got to stop thinking this way and thinking that it is okay to attach ourselves to individuals that are sinking, that don't want to live, do not want to be abundant. And I'm going to say this. If that's what you're doing, look in the mirror. There's only one person you have to blame, and that is yourself. Because your power is within. You are powerful enough to do whatever it is you need to have done. You are powerful enough to attract whatever it is you want to attract. But attracting yourself and saying, I'm a ride or die chick, is crazy. It's downright crazy. And I'm going to tell you, ladies, something else. Something that many of you have said to me, and I've heard say, I'm not high maintenance. I don't want to be high maintenance. I beg your pardon? As a woman, you say, I'm low maintenance chick. Again, you never hear hoes saying that, right? Again, I digress on that word. But when you say I'm low maintenance, then that's what you get. Low maintenance. But let me tell you a little thing about men. Men pay for whatever it is they want. If they want a $100,000 car and they can afford it, they're going to buy it. If they want a $500,000 house, they want it, they're going to buy it. If they want a vintage watch, if they want it, they're going to buy it. Men pay for and invest in whatever they feel is worth that which they desire. But you know what I will say? If you're going to say you're high maintenance, be high performance. Now there's a difference. If you're going to say you're high maintenance, be high performance. That's the only caveat to that. But stop being low maintenance. Ain't nobody paying for no $100,000 Pinto. They're not. But additionally, you don't have to tell a man that you're a good catch. It's just like men say, I'm an alpha male. If you have to tell them you're alpha male, you're not. You have to tell someone you're a good catch, you're most likely not. Because I can see who you are. I can see your value when you walk in the room. It radiates outside of you because it's already in you. We have to start living our best lives and being our best selves so we can have the very things that we're consistently saying that we want and that we desire. Stop saying you're a ride or die chick. You're going to ride your ass out and be dead at the hand of someone that your fault, did not hold yourself to a higher enough esteem to be worthy. That's all that's happening here. You've attached yourself to a sinking ship. And is that what you really want in your life? I truly doubt it. I truly doubt that any of us want to attach ourselves to a sinking ship. Your words have power. Stop saying you're a ride or a die chick. I'm a queen on the throne and I attach myself to a king because we have a kingdom to run. That's what we have to do. And if the kingdom starts sinking, we have resources, we have tools, we have things in place to assist us with that. But being a ride or die chick is not what you need to be, not what you want to be. And if you find yourself in a situation right now where you think you're a ride or die chick, you might want to jump ship because the ship is going to sink. And again, ladies, I'm not picking on us. But I know how powerful we are and what we can make happen, what we can change, what we can do when we use our power, when we use our tools, when we know how amazing we really are. But until you do that, until you stop with this mentality, this struggle mentality, when you stop thinking at a base level of, let me be just good enough, I'm not high maintenance, the hell you say, I'm high maintenance as hell. You know why? Because I'm high performance as hell. Try me out, so to speak. High performance. You want to be high maintenance? Be high performance. Stop saying you're low maintenance because you're going to get low maintenance. Understand? You're going to get low maintenance as long as you say you're low maintenance. You're not going to get a man who sees your value and pours into you because you're not proving yourself to be valuable. Your words alone are saying that you're low maintenance. What is there to maintain? What about your spirit does he need to pour into? What about your heart does he need to pour into? What about you he needs to take care of? You're saying you're low maintenance. What kind of sense does that make? You tell somebody I'm ride or die, they'll take your ass to hell and back to see if you really are. Huh? You ain't taking me no damn where. Not to hell anyway. Ladies, you are powerful. You are amazing. You are queens. You have a queen energy in you. Every woman is capable of tapping into it. Some may take a different route than others. Some may take a longer just to, preconditioning, pre-programming, and being told negative things and having low self-esteem. But you can encapsulate that energy at any time that you want to and bring up so many wonderful things. You can create whatever reality you want to at any given time if you so choose. But being ride or die, hell no. King and queen, taking over kingdoms, yes ma'am. Low maintenance, no ma'am. High performance. Get your words right. Get your energy in alignment so that you have the very things that you most desire. And again, ladies, I'm going to say this again. This is not about picking on us and excluding men for whatever frailties they have. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we're two peas in the same pod. This whole idea that we're combative with each other, I don't even know what that is about. There's only two of us. If we're heterosexual, there's a man and there's a woman. We're two peas in the same pod, two sides of the same coin. Berating one another does not serve us. Bashing one another does not serve us. Because if I'm bashing my man, what does that say about me? And vice versa. If he's bashing me, what does that say about him? You attracted me. You're with me. That is insane. We have got to start to use our words for power, for upliftment. And if you find this is not the best person for you, by all means, you have the right to walk away. If that's what you find. And I use the word if because just because a person is having a hard time. Again, I'm not saying not be supportive. I mentioned that before. I'm saying know the difference between being supportive and being a damn fool. They're two different things. But learning how to use our words for power and good will do a whole lot more in our relationships to uplift that man and to uplift each other as women and uplift our partners as men when we learn to use our words correctly. When we learn to see the differences and the subtle differences in the belief systems we've been given. We've been given, especially in the black community, the sense of struggle love. Huh? What is that? What about some kingdom building love? What about some take over the world kind of love? What about some pinky in the brain or something up in here? Why are these negative words about, struggle and lack? I'm not going to be your ride or die chick. I'm going to be your queen on a throne, and I'm going to support you, and I'm going to build a kingdom with you. But I'm not going to die with you. Not unless we go into war, baby, to save us. And then we have something worth talking about and fighting for and dying for. But you being on some pity party or going down some struggle alley, I'm not going down there with you. That's not my position. My position is to stand firm. Be your support. Be your queen. Be your nurturer. Be your caretaker. Be your seductress. Be your fun, playful, wonderful, smiling woman. All of that. But it's never to ride or die with you. I'm not dying with you. I'm not doing murder-suicide. We're not doing that today. We're uplifting. We're empowering. We're bettering one another. So that's my rant and spiel for today. As always, I appreciate y'all for coming. You know I'm an author. Let me see. I got the book, Would You Marry You? I had 30 Days to a Healthy Relationship. I have a webinar, Would You Marry You? The Marriage Blueprint and Proposal. And I also have another workshop called The Secret Power of Women. I appreciate you guys for joining me. And thank you. Remember, I'm not a ride or die chick. I ain't gonna die with you. Peace. And remember, you're never without power because true power lies within. Bye.